The next thing we're going to talk about in video recording catalog records is series information. Series information is basically the same, similar to as it is for print items. It's information that indicates that an item is part of a particular group. For video recordings, a lot of times you'll see a group of movies issued by the same production company as part of a collection, for example. Here we have Bridget Jones's Diary, which is issued as part of the Miramax Collectors series. And so that statement is visible on the front of the case. And the first thing you need to think about with series is transcribing the series statement exactly as it appears on the item. And so in that case, this is how the series statement would appear. Again, the first word and proper nouns are capitalized. This is what we call the series statement, and it should reflect what is on the item. Sometimes you will have items that are part of a numbered series, where each item has its own number to indicate the order in which it was issued. This information could appear on the item, or you might do some outside research to find out if there is a number applicable to this item. The 20th Century Fox Studio Classics series does number their items, and the Axpo incident is number 13. If you want to include the number in your series statement, you would put a space, semicolon, space, and then the number. The series statement, which again, remember, is what appears on the item, goes in a 490 field in a MARC record. And the series statement goes in subfield A. If you have a number indicating the order in the series, that goes in subfield B. The second indicator is always undefined. The first indicator can vary depending on whether or not the series is traced, meaning is there an authorized form of the series that will also appear as an added entry later in the field, in the record. For both these examples, there is going to be an authorized entry. The series is traced, so the first indicator is a 1. But if you did not have an authorized heading, if you did not trace the series, the first indicator would be 0. And so I referred to the fact that you need an authorized heading for a series. I mean, you don't need it, but if you choose to trace it, then you will need an added entry, which should be in an authorized form, so that everybody's using the same form when they talk about this series. This is in addition to the series statement. And in order to find the correct form of the heading, you need to look it up in the Library of Congress authority file. If you have access to OCLC Connection, you can access it there. You would do a title search in your authority file. I'm going to focus more on accessing the authority file from the Library of Congress Authority's website, because that is free and open to everyone, so you don't have to have OCLC Connection. And that is accessed at authorities.loc.gov. To get started, you can click on the Search Authorities there in the middle of the screen. And when you're dealing with series, you want to search for Title Authority Heading. So you would select that from the Search Type menu. So let's say we did our search for Miramax Collectors series, working with the Bridget Jones item from before. When you get your results, you want to choose the one that has series title over on the right-hand side. And when you click on the red button next to that, you'll get a screen with the heading, and if you click on that name of the heading there in green, you'll be taken to the authority record for this authorized series heading. Now if you're looking at the MARC version, the authorized heading will be in the 130 field, so that's what you want to be looking for. Whatever's in the 130 field is what you should use in your added entry. You can also look at the labeled display, and in which case you will want to use the heading that is next to Uniform Title Heading. So in this case, we can see that the authorized form is Miramax Collectors series, and this was exactly the same as what appears on the item. So in this case, our series statement and our authorized series added entry will be the same. One difference is in punctuation. The added entry gets a period at the end, whereas the series statement does not. Now let's go back to the authority file and do a search for our other series that we looked at, the 20th Century Fox Studio Classics. Again, when you get your results, you want to look for the one that has series title next to it. And we are redirected to an authority record here. When we click on that, we get the familiar screen that we got before with a heading that you can click on. And notice this time what we searched for, the 20th Century Fox Studio Classics, is in a 430 field. It's not in the 130. So that means that the authorized form of this heading is different than what appears on the item. But remember, you want to include what is in the 130 field, or what is next to Uniform Title heading in the label display. Either one of those is the authorized heading. So in this case, Studio Classic is what we're going to include for our added entry. And remember, we've got a number with this one, so our series statement, what's on the item, is 20th Century Fox Studio Classics 13. However, our added entry is Studio Classic 13. Now I said that the series statement goes in a 490 field, and the added entry goes in an 830 field in both of these cases. The first indicator is undefined, and the second indicator is used to indicate non-filing characters, just like we saw with the 245 field last week. So we don't have any characters to skip in either of these examples. So that is how the series information works for these video recordings. The series statement, what appears on the item, is in the 490 field, and both of these are traced, so the 490 fields have first indicators of 1. And then the added entry, the authorized heading, goes in an 830 field with a second indicator of 0 because we don't have any non-filing characters. And again, the series, either the series statement or the authorized series added entry goes in subfield A, and then the number for the piece goes in subfield V.